ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Prison Architect. Today, I would like to bring some prisoners into my prison. So, we're going to bring some minimum security prisoners into the prison that we have here. We're going to bring 17 of them in, which is going to give me $5,100, which will be very good news. So we're obviously going to fill the capacity. Obviously, we bring in 17, and we have to wait until, I believe it's 8 a.m. that we'll get some prisoners. I also want to say I really enjoy this feature. I really enjoy that we can just fill to capacity and don't really have to worry about it. I also enjoy that we have just spent some money on prisoner uniforms there, which are being brought down, as you can see. They're going to be delivered to here. Then I believe this guard... No, the workers bring them in, and actually that looked to be a janitor brought them in. Okay. That is completely fine. We're hopefully going to get these guys processed nice and quickly. Obviously, they can't really get away, so we're hopefully going to be all right here. I'm curious to see when exactly these doors close. I believe and imagine they probably close when the prisoners arrive. So they're going to be here in exactly 1 hour and 5-ish minutes. Oh, the countdown has begun. Cash flow is not doing that great. It is declining, but I don't think we're necessarily going to have to worry about our cash flow all that much. All right, so the prisoners will be here in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and here they are. Okay, so we got some money. That's actually not the prisoners. That's the prisoners in the bus, not the truck. Okay, so we need to... there we go. So now the guards need to open the gates and open the doors. The guards have a lot of work to do these days because of the fact that the prisoners are here. So there we go. Prisoners are arriving. Who do we have? We have Felix Waterhouse, age 50. So he is in for counterfeit currency. We have Tim Lutheran, indie video game piracy. Stephen Parkin, 8 years for pickpocketing. Okay. Alex Clark, voyeurism for a year. Benjamin Malone is also voyeurism. Jerf Iron Golem McCraft suffers from delusions and thought he was protecting a village from zombies and skeletons, but was murdering parents of school children. He's sentenced to a year for none of that, just drunk and disorderly, possession with intent to supply, and possession with intent to supply. Okay. So, wait a minute, he's not in for that. That's his most recent one. Those are, he's got 1 year for drunk and disorderly, but he's actually in for he's in for another 21 years because of these two particular things. You're in for 5 years. You're in for 3. You're in for a year. You're in for 3. Okay. Yeah, these guys are in for a lot of things, apparently. Who would have thought? They're also being processed, which is good. Paul Curtis is in for counterfeit currency. This guy seems to be trying to escape. So I would like to punish him. We're going to put him in lockdown for a bit. Oh, he's immediately been released. Okay. He was in for... Why did we sent him then? That seems very strange that we were sent him there. Very, very strange indeed. Where are my guards? What exactly are they doing? I feel like we might need more guards, because the guards are currently taking my prisoners to their cells and not dealing with the gates here. Let me have a look. Can I get I can get the chief. So let's get the chief. We'll go ahead and also get ourselves... We can get another accountant? Okay. We can get a psychologist, I suppose. So we'll put him in there. Let's go ahead and look at... Bureaucracy. So I kind of need deployment and patrol. So let's get both of those. What's intelligence? That unlocks the contraband supply and demand report. Okay. Also unlocks the ability to recruit prisoners and as informants and gang intelligence. Let's grab those then. We'll also get policy. We probably want to get surveillance because we do have the fog of war on. I don't think I want prison labor just yet. I don't really think I'm going to need this. I would like an extra grant. I think what is tax relief? So, reduces my tax rate to just 15%. You will save $1,500 per $10,000 of profit. Okay. Don't really think I need any of that. So I think we're probably all right here. Remote access would be nice, but I don't really think I want it just yet. I might as well look into prison labor, even if I don't want it just yet. Okay. So that's completely fine. I do absolutely think I'm going to need more guards. So, let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go for 4 more guards, which will hopefully speed things up a little bit. There we go. So, more prisoners have arrived. We have John. What's he actually in for? Video game piracy for 2 years. You are in for false accounting for 5 years. You are in for, 2.5 years more. You are in for another 5-ish years. You're in for shoplifting. You're in for car theft. And you're in for another 9 years. Okay. So these guys are going to be here for a while. That's all right, though. Oh, man, these guys really need to get through. I don't understand. I really should make a connection here, shouldn't I? I feel like that's going to be a good idea and something that we definitely need. So let me do a jail door there and there. Just so that that is properly secure so that my prisoners can't get through. Because it would save my workers having to go around and through these gates. So it is currently time to eat. Hopefully we can, in fact, meet the demands of my prisoners. It looks like we can. I'm just not entirely certain. But it looks like they're relatively happy. Now it's yard time. They're going out there. Some might be on the phone. Everything generally seems okay. We're currently... Actually, we need 2 more guards. There we go. So we need to get patrols, and we need 3 guards to be on patrol routes. Alright. Let me have a look at bureaucracy again. So these things are coming along. Currently, my chief is looking at surveillance, which is interesting. So we are going to want to get a security room at some point, which I guess could go down here. That is probably something worth having done in this area of the prison. So we're going to get one of those eventually. And I want to know what that bell that rings every now and then is. I really don't know. I also realize we don't really have much in the prison that's going to help with free time. At the moment, anyway. I think it might be a good idea to look into getting a common room. I think that's something we probably want. A library could be a good idea as well. A staff room is definitely going to be a good idea. So let's actually look into some of those things. Let's, right off the bat, go ahead and just expand my prison this way. So to about there. We'll build that whole section. And I think we can add a room. We can add a door using a staff room door. We'll add staff door to there. So this is all going to be a series of different rooms. But I think this bit could be, say, a security room. Then we could have a staff room, say, in this space. Then this could be something else. Not quite sure what room it'll be. But we'll see. We'll see what exactly it's going to be. It could... what is a dormitory? A variable size room for housing multiple prisoners. The bigger the dormitory, the more prisoners it can house. I didn't know that was a thing. I also didn't know that a bunk bed was a thing. Where's the bunk bed? Oh, hello. I didn't know a dormitory was a thing. That seems like it'd be very effective. Storage could actually go down here. I think that could be useful. Okay, we'll absolutely do that. We'll get that built, hopefully nice and quickly. Whilst they're doing that, I'd like to come up here and go to foundations, and I'd like to put in more brick just there, because I think we could put some nice rooms for the prisoners in here. So we'll go to objects, we'll go to jail door. In fact, we'll go to large jail door and just put it there. Okay. So they're all going to eat. It looks like we do meet the demand. 75, 93% have been fed. 100% of prisoners have indeed been fed. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We are indeed doing pretty good, which I'm happy about. Oh, this is built. And for some reason, they get rid of my wall. I don't appreciate that they get rid of my wall, but whatever. I guess I'll put my wall back in. So we'll do that, like so. We'll do a wall there. We'll do a wall there. And this room is going to be the... Where exactly is it? We need the staff room, which is... I cannot see it for the life of me. It's got to be there somewhere. It's here somewhere. Staff room. There we go. Okay, so we'll wait for the walls to be built, I suppose. Also slightly concerned about this, because it's going to tear out some of these walls, isn't it? It is absolutely going to tear out some of those walls, which I'm not a big fan of. But I guess we'll man. Oh, they need back through there. There we go. Okay, so can this hurry up and be built? Because that door is currently lying open, which I'm, funnily enough, not a fan of. My prisoners can currently just run out of the prison, no problem. No, that's been built. Okay, so that's no longer a cell. So that needs a wall. That's staff room. That is not wall. So we probably want to put a wall there. We probably want to get those walls there as well. Okay. There are no prisoners assigned to eat at this canteen. I don't know what that was about. This guy now doesn't have a cell, which is not entirely good. Go ahead and prioritize those, please. There we go. So those will hopefully get built nice and quickly. This guy can have his cell back. There we go. Okay, so these are all built. We can go ahead and get the rooms in place. So this is a staff room. This is... I don't remember what I said this was going to be. I have completely forgotten. I know this one was going to be storage. Doesn't currently have a door. That's fine. So we'll add a staff door to you. What did I say this one was going to be? I have actually forgotten. Staff room, storage, something. What was the something? I have no idea what the something was going to be. I guess a morgue? Well, I guess that seems fair. We'll put a morgue down here, so if someone dies, we just move the body to there. Now, the staff room needs a wide sofa and a drinks machine. So we want a nice couple of wide sofas. And we want a drinks machine. So add a couple of those. Alright, we'll also add a radio, because why not? So the morgue needs morgue slabs. Let's put a bunch of those in there. And storage just needs to be a room. So storage is fine. Storage is completely fine. Now, why can't you do that? Why can't those be placed? It's very strange. Okay, we also obviously want some lights in here, so let's do lights and lights. Same with the morgue, do lights and lights. Then storage is light, light, and all that stuff. Alright, so hopefully that can all get installed nice and quickly. Let's just prioritize some of it, so that these guys can get their job done. There we go. Now, those apparently don't have power. That's interesting. Utilities, let me run a cable down to there. Okay, so the staff room is functioning, which is good. The morgue is functioning. Everything's generally functioning. I suppose that's excellent news. What else can we do, though? I mean, this guy's currently researching. We've almost unlocked patrols. We're over halfway there, which is very nice. We have 4 new prisoners coming quite soon. But I think what I'd like... Oh, I remember what this was going to be. It was going to be a security room. Okay, you know what we don't need? We don't need storage. We do not need storage. We absolutely do need a security room. So we'll add a security room. It is big enough. Yes, it is. Office desk, chair, filing cabinet. Okay. That is actually the room we need, isn't it? Office desk, chair, and filing cabinet. That's the room I can put all of the security stuff into. So, we want office desk, which can go there. We want a chair, which can go there. We want a filing cabinet, which can go, I guess, right next to it. I also want a CCTV monitor, because that's going to be really, really useful. And possibly a phone tap, which can go there. All right. So let's hopefully get all of that installed nice and quickly. There we go. And then, obviously, we're going to want some CCTV cameras in the prison as well. Mostly in the cell block, I suppose. So if I do one there and one there, and one there and one there, they're a bit expensive, but I think I can make this work. There and there. There and there. There and there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Hopefully. I'm also going to put one in the shower. Yes, it's creepy, but I kind of need it so I can always see what's going on in there. As for all of this space, I don't really need to worry about it too much. I think I would be a little bit concerned about these spaces here. But hopefully those cameras will cover it quite well. So let's get all of that installed. And I think we're good. All right, so how do I connect this to things? Connect. Ah, that's quite easy, actually. What about the phone tap? Connect you to that. Oh, hold on a minute. Can I not just, can I not connect? Ah. Can I hold shift to connect to multiple ones? Yes, I can. Okay. So when those phones are being used, we can listen in. Which is maybe a little bit unfair. But, I mean, I didn't say this prison was going to be fair. I never, ever said that. Ooh, we now have patrol routes. Okay. Okay. I think some patrol routes could be worth setting up. So let's look at deployment. Let's look at guard patrol. First off, staff only. Staff only there. Staff only there and there. And in all of these spaces. Staff only there and there. And all of those rooms as well. Okay. So these rooms are going to be... I mean, I guess the rest of it is fine, isn't it? Yeah, I'd say the rest of it's probably okay. Alright, so guard patrols. I think a patrol going up and down here could be a good idea. So that'll do. Oh god, I can change a lot of things now, can't I? Food distribution, prison labor. Oh my god, food distribution. Right, so you go to that kitchen and you guys all go from there. Okay, so that's fine. Room quality. It's not very good. Laundry distribution, we don't have any, so that's fine. Alright, so my cameras aren't all in yet. It'd be nice if they could hurry up and put my cameras in. Also, can I... Oh, I can change all of this now. Okay, let me change lockup for a moment. I feel like free time... Hold on. You can have a lot of sleep. You can have 2 hours of shower. Then you can eat. Then you're going to have free time. Then you're going to have forced yard time. Then you can eat. Then another little bit of yard time. Then a little bit of free time. Actually, just free time, because you're not going to be working yet anyway, so that's fine. So you can... You get your breakfast, then a bunch of free time, then you get your dinner, then free time. Maybe you can eat a little bit later. You can have a bit of free time, then a late kind of dinner, I guess. Actually, that can just be lockup there. So you go back to your cells, and then you sleep from 11. A nice, easy life for all of my my inmates. There we go. So all my cameras are installed. Oh, I didn't put any... Oh, that's a problem. Okay, let's put a drain there and there. All right. And for this, we want to connect to that and that. Then connect to all of these as well. So let's bring it up this way and connect to that one and that one and that one. And all of these too. So hopefully this is going to make it possible to see what's going on in all of those areas, which it has. Unfortunately, that one guard apparently cannot deal with that many cameras. Which is a shame, but we can at least see into the showers, mostly. Yeah, I'd say that's alright. We have a fair idea of what's going on in there. But yeah, that one guard seems to be having problems. Oh, what the hell? You've been fined with something, alright. Now, there are 2 families waiting to visit. That's something to keep in mind. We also need to assign 3 guards to patrol routes. So, ooh, we also want some capacitors, otherwise the prison's gonna lose power. Okay. Let's get me some capacitors. Alright. And let's also go to deployment. Let's go to guards. Let's do something like this. That can go the whole way around the yard. And I think I'd also like to do a guard that sort of goes up and down the cell block. I feel like that seems like a good idea. Just something like that. So, let me put a guard on that patrol, and that patrol, and that patrol. There we go. $10,000 for completing the grant. Alright, so he's going to patrol around there, which is good. We now have more power. What's this? One prisoner is unable to be assigned to a cell. That's because he needs solitary, isn't it? That's... Yeah, one of them needs solitary. So I need some solitary cells. Well, we can get those. But for the meantime, I do want to come in here. And I do want to look at these new rooms. Because we are going to need a common room. I think that's something we absolutely do want. So, what I'll do is... We'll do some solitary... Why can I not build with bricks here? Why can I not build there? Oh, it's foundation. That's my bad. Okay, so we'll do some solitary cells... Just... here, I think. So just a couple. I don't think we're going to need that many. I think I also want to dismantle that door. Not dump, dismantle. Alright, so dismantle that door. Then, if we could get that done nice and quickly, I want to put a bit of wall there so I can have a corridor in front of the solitary cells. So there we go, that's being dismantled. Those are being built. Bit of wall there. Then, I just want to put a door there, I think. Just a standard old door. Then some solitary doors just there. And a standard jail door just there. Alright. So those are going to be solitary. Which I think, probably a good thing to have. So there we go. Some solitary cells. It is enclosed. There we go. So those are solitary. Which is exactly what we need. If I go to lights, I can put some lights in those as well. And I'll put some lights just there and there as well. Okay, so that's going to have some lights there. As for the common room, I feel like the common room can go here. It doesn't need to be too big. We'll go for a fairly standard door on it as well. And then what else do we need? We probably want... I want to get Visitation quite soon. But not that soon. Library, probably. I feel like a library could be a good one. A chapel could be a good one as well. A mail room. A shop. I don't know. Adjacent to... what does it need to be adjacent to? It doesn't actually say what it needs to be adjacent to. Probably the mail room or storage or something? Probably storage. And we can't get any of these... Yes. Is there anything else I want? I don't really... I mean, a dormitory could be interesting, but I don't really think we need it either. I think library. I think we will just go with a library. And quite a big one at that. So let's see. Let's do a door just there. And get all these built. Alright, so let's go to rooms. Let's do... Actually, let's do a big common room and a smaller library. That seems like a better bet. I feel like more people are going to want the common room than the library. Although the common room does have solitary just off the side of it, so I think we probably want to change that a little bit. So let's do a standard jail door there. We will dismantle that one. And we can go ahead and put the... Can I open this? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a brick wall there. Alright, so that should be good. We can go ahead and put some lights into the library, some lights into the common room, and I'd also like to get some CCTV into the common room here, and also the library. Alright, so what can the library have? It needs library shelf and sorting desk. It's also not 5x5, so that needs to be something else. What else could it be? I guess a cleaning cupboard? I could put people to work. I don't really think I want to do that yet, though. But it is sort of the right size. I guess we could do a cleaning cupboard. We'll just do that there. It's not in the safest spot, but it'll certainly do the job. We can also cancel that. Okay. That'll do. Ooh, are none of my cameras being operated? Some of them aren't. That's a bit worrying. Okay, so what could a common room have? I suppose a common room is probably going to want some sofas. So we'll put some sofas in there. We'll do the same on this side. Couple of wide sofas. I think they might be the wrong way around, which is a bit of an issue. So that needs to face that way and that way. All right, so those are not facing the right way. I think I want to put a wall down the middle of it so that it's almost like two different spaces. Then we can go ahead and do a TV there and TV there. We can do a radio. I don't know what way is the right way around. I think that way and that way. So that seems fine. And I don't really know what else to put in there. I'm not really sure. So I think we're probably fine with that. Alright, that's not so bad. It at least it gives them a nice common room, which hopefully they'll use during their free time. There's all that stuff going in. If I could just prioritize that as well, it'd be great. I'm happy with this. I will say I am absolutely quite happy with this. Now let me connect you to that. Apparently that didn't let me do it. To you, right. So now that does occasionally get a connection and is occasionally watched. Not that often though. Which is a bit worrying actually. That those aren't watched all that often. I might need to look into more security rooms or more security, whatever they are, CCTV monitors. Let's get another one. Let's absolutely get another one of those. Because we are having some problems there. Can I open this? No. Alright. So if we install that, we get another CCTV monitor, which doesn't currently have electricity, so we're going to want to just connect that to you. There we go. So prioritize those as quick as we can. There we go. So that's not connected, and it's not being used. So if I connect that to that camera, and say those cameras too, or even just something as simple as that, that should keep those online pretty much all the time, right? Then if I disconnect this one from that camera, how would I do it? Can I just, I guess I might just have to clear the connections. Let's clear those connections, then connect this. So those four are dealt with by the second terminal. Let's do 1, 2, hold on, are they even connected? It's difficult to see. I don't even know if that's connected. Hold on. Let me connect you to that. Oh, for God's sake. Connect you to there. I don't know. No, it is connected. Okay, so that's connected, then that's connected. Then connect to you. Then you and you. Can they only monitor... Oh, no, they can monitor 6. It can monitor 7. He can monitor 8. Okay, well in that case what I'll do is I'll give the second one those bottom 2 cameras. So now all of them are online at all times. So I can see all sections of my prison without any real trouble. Which is what we want. We want to be able to see all of this. So solitary's in place. We have the common room. That's good. That's good. Alright, so let's look at intelligence. Right now, that's a bit worrying. Gangs. Okay. There are apparently some gangs. Or are there? I don't know. Okay. Quick building is... That's a little solitary cell. That's a basic cell. That's a luxury cell. That's a shared cell. That's an office. I like that you can quick build all this stuff. That is quite nice. Okay, so the real question is, what else do we need at this point? I don't think I want to expand just yet. So, I mean, I want to keep working on luxuries and stuff like that. I guess Visitation is something I said would go in here, isn't it? So I guess we'll start looking at visitation, which does mean they have to come back through the reception, but it means at least the families don't go that way. We also need a medical ward and 2 doctors, but let's look at visitation first. So grants, we want visitation rights. So we can do that. Now we already have a common room. We have at least 2 TVs. We want, I suppose, a pool table, which I guess is going to go in here. There's not really the space for it, so I guess what we'll do is dismantle all of these, just like so. So we can get those done nice and quickly. We can then go ahead and put a pool table in there, and we can build visitation over here. So you guys do your thing. I'm going to add a pool table to that little spot there. I think I'm also going to go ahead and add in some wood flooring. I think that could be quite nice. I think for the hallway, we'll stick with the fancy tiles, since they are quite cheap. So we'll do just that. We'll also do the same for the solitary hallway. And that's technically hallway as well. Then solitary itself is just going to be concrete tiles. There we go. So we'll get all that done nice and quickly and make it look quite beautiful. I don't think I did anything for the cleaning cupboard itself, though. So we'll do white tiles in there and fancy tiles at the door. Or maybe white tiles, because I think I did set that to be part of the cleaning cupboard itself. Okay, so that'll make that look all quite nice. Let's get back down this way. Also, yeah, we need visitation room and 3 tables. And we also need 1 more phone booth. I guess I can add those in. I guess we'll do a phone booth there and there. And we're also going to want to tap those at some point. But we'll leave that for the time being. Okay, let's actually work on this room. So let's go ahead and plan it. So I reckon what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring the visitation wall over like this. See about there. And I think I will have a door there. So that means we're going to want a hallway that goes a bit like this. So that prisoners kind of come into this hallway here. In fact, maybe the prisoners don't get into this bit at all. Prisoners can come through here, but they can't come through here. That's kind of my thinking, at least. So we're going to have a door there. And that's going to be access for families, I suppose. Then prisoners... Oh, I don't know what way to do this, actually. I'm not actually sure, because what I'm thinking is having potentially different rooms for visitation could be a good idea. So I think the visitation tables are, if I remember right, 3 across. So if I did something like that, and then I did something like that, and something like that, and then we get rid of this little bit over here. So that comes down, and that's a visitation room. Okay. So if I take this up to here, we can put the table there. The prisoner can be on this side. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll be okay. Then the family would be there. So we'll just do a wall across there. And those are visitation rooms, is what I'm thinking. So this is going to need a series of corridors running around it. Possibly. Let's see. So the families go in there. So if I do... What size is that room? It's 5 by 5, isn't it? Yeah. So if I do 5 by 5... And do the same there and there and there... I want the prisoners to go... Oh, I need to move this one, I think. So move it to there instead. Then we want 5 by 5, 5 by 5, and 5 by 5. Then the same just here. Possibly, I think. Okay. So that'll do. What we'll then do is put a wall there. Then there. And the prisoners can come in from this. This is where the prisoners go, basically. Then the families can walk around in all this space out here. That seems like a fair plan to me. So we'll just make this corridor a little bit bigger. That's 3. That's 3. So this one can be 1, 2, 3, and there. Alright, so that seems fine to me. I mean, it's a little bit cramped, but I think it's fine. That's actually room. There is room there for another one if I really wanted to, but it means the families would have to find another way around. So we'll just go with that. Okay, right. So that just needs to be foundation, I guess. So if we go to foundations and I say build me a building out of bricks, just go up like that. And then go like that. Then go like that. And that'll build me a building. Alright. Let's get this whole thing constructed. Hopefully nice and quickly. I'm also going to hire a couple more guards. We'll get 2 more guards. There we go. So this all needs an entrance as well. I guess what we'll do is the entrance is going to be there. And hopefully this will actually work. I feel like this idea is a pretty good one. Because it keeps the prisoners contained to these spaces, and it means that we can have a pretty secure space for the families. The families come in here and just go straight to visitation. So hopefully I can make this work. Also, they're getting a bit... What's the problem? They have serious complaints. I don't know what the complaints are, though. What do you want? Recreation. You're bored. I mean, you have a common room. They're just apparently not using it. Let's see. Logistics, intelligence, deployment. Shared. That is a shared room. Why can't you go there? I don't understand why they're not using the common room. What if I set it to min-sack only? So that during free time, they can maybe go to the common room. I really don't know. That's very strange. Okay, well, at least this is now built. So what I'd like to do is now put the walls in. So if I got a brick wall, we outline this whole thing. So this is just going to be a nice series of rooms. I do hope this works. I really do. I really want this to work. So we want a door and 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 a door. Not that one. Not that one either. So door, then get rid of you and do just this the whole way along here. Okay. Then we want a large jail door there. And we're also going to want one there, just for security purposes, so that the prisoners can't make a mad dash for it. So if we do that as well, we're probably going to want to make sure this is actually remarkably secure. So I am actually going to just double up on that door. And do a large jail door there as well. Okay, so hopefully that'll keep things secure. What we'll do is, as well, is grab some lights and start throwing some lights in here. So get some lights in that space, get some lights in that space. We'll get some lights outside all of these doors as well. Just to nicely brighten the place up. Then in the middle of all of the rooms as well. Then we'll probably want one just there, and we'll put one down there as well. Okay, so hopefully that'll keep the place nice and bright. This prison, these guys are getting really, really annoyed. I don't know why. I feel like I need the psychologist. I feel like, hold on, can I find what their problems are? Needs. They really need recreation. Why is the yard not helping them? Let's see what happens at free time. Do they go to the common room? So, they're going that way. But they're not going to the common room. That's really strange that they're not going to the common room. I don't know why they're not going to the common room. Oh, no, they are. There we go. So that's actually knocking their needs done. Good. So a few of them go to the common room. Which is absolutely helping. Alright. So those guys are working out. Generally speaking, it seems that that has helped a little bit. Alright. Excellent news. Let's go to utilities and start bringing some electrical cable around here. We'll bring it to there, bring it through there. And that should hopefully make things work. Alright. Now we need visitation tables as well. We don't actually have that much money, which has me slightly concerned, but I think we'll be okay. So let me look at rooms. Let me go to visitation. Let me set all these rooms to be visitation. They have to be 4x4, don't they? No, they don't. All right. So we need a visitor table / visitor booth. I mean, that's the table. And that's the way you want it, isn't it? Just like... Hold on a minute. Why can't it be the other way around? Why does the family have to be at the top? Well, that just ever so slightly complicates things, doesn't it? Alright, I'm gonna have to go that way then. That makes things awkward. I guess. Hold on, let me try and rework this then, because I still really don't want the families and the prisoners sort of together. So I guess the way to make that work is brick wall there. I don't know how to make this work. Bring that to there and do that. Then we demolish that wall. Then we dismantle that door. Oh, God. I really need to get automation in here, and quite quickly as well. Let's just prioritize all of that. So that wall's gone up. That's good. So... Oh, completed a grant. I don't know what I did. I did something, though. I think it was the visitation one. Alright, so that wall's not gone. This still really needs dismantled. Like, quite desperately needs dismantled at that. Then we need to go and put a jail door there. Alright. So they're all waiting on visitation. No, wait. Oh, there is no way to do this, is there? Oh, to hell with it. My idea didn't work. Right, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna dismantle everything in there. Dismantle a lot of it. I don't like your tables. Just dismantle a lot of it. Don't dismantle you. Dismantle that door, and that door, and that, and that, and that, and anything else in there. Alright, dismantle a lot of it. There we go. And that door. Dismantle the door. Come on. Get it all done. Dismantle the table. Get out. You're not visiting anyone. Get the hell out. Go on. Out of my prison. Then, you know what would have been quicker would be to get rid of the rooms. There we go. Everyone out. You're not visiting anybody. Materials. Demolish the walls. All of those can go. There we go. Tear it all down. We're gonna just do this a much, much simpler way. I'm just gonna make a big visitation area. Did I say that right? Visitation. Tation? I think I said it right. I felt like a weird way to say that word. I don't know why. Alright. Rooms. So... Right, I guess... Oh, that was such a waste of time. Okay, so can we bulldoze all of this? Right. So what we'll do is go to materials, do some brick walls like this and like that. So this is going to be doubled up. Alright? So we're going to get a double set of large jail doors there. We already have a double set here. And I want to go to... I need to set this to visitation in just a second, but we will do that. So let's do rooms. Let's set it to visitation, I suppose. Once that's all built. So there we go. Set the whole thing to visitation. We'll not set that bit. Alright. So we now have a bloody big visitation room. Go to objects, visitor table. We have 6 of these. So, I reckon what we'll do is we'll go 1. We'll go... Oh, these really are an awkward size. They really are. 2, 3. And it'd be nice if I could flip them around. We'll do... I guess another 3 here. That's fine. Oh, I can flip them. What? So I can't flip them. I can't ever have the prisoner at the top, but I can have the families back to back. Alright, we'll do it that way. So 1, 2, and 3. Right, so that's going to be our visitation space, I suppose. Let me look at materials. Let me do brick walls between these guys. So there and there. We'll do brick walls at the ends as well. We'll not bother doing it at the top end, because that would be kind of silly. We'll do that. Then I want a brick wall in between them as well. Oh, I want to move the whole thing up now. Damn it. Okay. Oh, whatever. Brick wall, like so. Object, visitor table. Like that. And that. And that. Then this way around there. And there. And there. Okay. Then brick walls. In all those little spaces. And at the ends as well. So that can be our little visitation space. And once that's built, what I'll do is go ahead and get rid of the larger visitation space. Because I'm a dum-dum. So there we go. Visitation now exists again. It is just a mess. It is a mess of a room. But that's okay. Let me go to materials. Let me go to fancy tiles. Let me put fancy tiles. Who just died? How did you just die? Hold on a minute. You. Get up there. Find out what the hell just happened. How did someone just die? Get into that cell. He's dead on the toilet, mate. What happened? I'm really concerned that someone's just dropped dead. I don't actually know what just happened, but he's dead. All right. That's not worrying at all. Did he just drop? Oh, don't take him through visitation. Oh, he's taking him through visitation. Where's he taking him? Out to the hearse. All right. That's going to be great for the families. Alex Porter's family was just sat there waiting to see him. And they did see him. Just not quite how they thought they'd see him, huh? Yeah. That was a dark joke. That was a really dark joke, actually. I do apologize for that. Let's go to let's go to brick walls. My God. All right. I caught myself slightly off guard with that one. Let's block all of that up. Block that up. So that's going to be our visitation room, basically. And I guess, you know what? Hold on. Get rid of that little bit. Get rid of that little bit and block that up. So visitation is a weirdly shaped room, but I guess it'll do. All right, so take all of that out, and there you go. Visitation. We are going to want to, well, for one, dismantle that, and then two, we're going to want to add another door just there. All right, so that should keep things relatively functional, I suppose. We just need to get this whole place cleared out. And, I mean, we do hopefully have some families wanting to visit at some point. And we have all this space back here that we can hopefully use as well. But that's not so bad. That's visitation. Our cash flow is also... I don't know if it is positive or if it is negative. I really have no idea. I really don't. Also, the morgue, I'm pretty sure, is for staff that die. Again, weird. And I feel like I need storage. I feel like, for the time being, I'm going to dismantle all of these objects, these morgue slabs, because I really don't actually think we need them at this point. I think we could use storage more than we could use those. So let's turn the morgue into storage, which, if you think about it, it kind of was anyway. I mean, since we're in the realm of dark jokes, it kind of was. It's kind of still storage. You get the idea. Anyway, hopefully, yeah, it looks like those guys are not bringing all of the stuff that we had out there down into the storage area, which is good. We have a lot of stuff that needs to move down in there. Not a very big storage area, but it's big enough. And it'll be nice to get a bunch of stuff out of visitation and into storage. We also probably want to run this electrical cable through there. And to there as well. So that we can actually get some lights in there. Why is that door there? Why is there a door there? That's really strange. Can I get a brick wall there, please? I would quite like a brick wall there. And the rest of this stuff around here to get into storage. Seriously, can we prioritize this? Let's prioritize... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's not gone. I want a brick wall there. Then I want to get rid of my planning as well. There we go. Alright, so... That's all going in there. Hopefully we can get everything built up. I would like to get some lights in there. I'm also going to get some CCTV cameras in there, because that is a thing we're going to want. The cash flow actually seems to be okay, as long as we're constantly bringing prisoners in and constantly meeting these grants. Speaking of grants, we also have some more here. We don't have these ones just yet, but we do have this one, which is assigned 2 dog handlers to a dog patrol and assigned 2 armed guards. I could get 15,000 up front for that. Yeah, I'll take it. I could use 15,000 up front. All right. So thus far, I would say my prison is not necessarily pretty, but it's doing, well, pretty good. That's one way of putting it. Oh, God. I feel so sorry for these families. Who's this? This is, Goldschmidt's father. And this is, I don't know, Ockheim's? I don't know. So that's, what's his face? Stephen, whatever his name is. He was in for counterfeit currency, and he's in for blackmail, forgery, and wow. He's a bit of a shitbag. He's in for a few more years, he is. All right. I don't know why I suddenly went, he's in for a few more years, he is. That's apparently the way we talk in Prison Architect. Okay, why are my workers not actually doing anything up here? I can't help but notice that. Like, there is... Oh, that's why. Right. Can we put that in, please? Can we get that little connection in? Can we prioritize it? There we go. So this guy's going to get that done. Is that lighting? No, there's still not lighting there. Why is there still not lighting? Oh, that's not connected. Why is that not connected? Can we get that done as well, please? That's kind of a very important piece of electrical cable to have. Very important indeed. There we go. This guy's going to do it. There we go. So that should now all be lit up, which it is. We probably need a bigger storage area, don't we? We absolutely do. I feel like this could be storage as well. I feel like we can probably have a second storage area. So we'll build this one out of concrete just because I'm a swine. There we go. So get that built. It's going to be a bit of a weirdly shaped room, but that's okay. Let's go for a staff door on this one. We'll put it just there. And hopefully get that done nice and quickly. So get all of this stuff in. Get the room done. And then let me designate it to be storage. Okay, that's very strange. Materials. Demolish those walls. So that we can actually turn this into a proper little storage room. Also that wall, please. Can we have that demolished? There we go. Okay, so this is going to also be a little storage room. There we go. So now we have a bunch of stuff coming down that way, which will help out the prison. We can hopefully move all this stuff out of Visitation. Okay, as a final thing to do for this episode, I want to add in some CCTV. So I'm going to add a camera just there to start with, and there as well. And hopefully, we can add those to one of these monitors and have it work. So let me just prioritize those and get them done. We also need to get automation. That's something we're going to need to look into for the next episode, definitely. We definitely need automated doors and all that stuff. So I don't think you're connected to much. So we'll connect you to that one. And we'll connect you to that one. And hopefully you can use all of those at the same time. Yes, you can. So we can now always see what's going on in Visitation. Unfortunately, this one is freaking out a little bit. But at least we can always see what's going on. At all times, we have a view on Visitation. So I'm okay with that. This seems like a bit of a success. Alright, I'll tell you what we're going to do as an actual final act of this episode. I want to change... I'm going to change this out in here for wooden floors. Actually, that's really expensive. I'm going to change Visitation to have wooden floors. Because the rest of the corridors there are a little bit too expensive to change. So change all of those. Let me just make that not a room. Make sure it's not a room. There we go. And I guess the rest of it can then just be the fancy tiles. So let's change those up. Let's change all of that up. And all of this as well. Okay, so that means we can now have a nice, fancy-looking area. We're going to prioritize those as well, just to get the area done nice and quickly. I think I can also go ahead and get rid of those walls, because those are a little bit silly to have. So demolish those. And prioritize that as well, because we need to put some fancy tiles down there as well. Oh, look at that. Visitation looks so much better. The whole area looks so much better. That fancy tile's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. Oh, look at that prison. Okay, so that's all gone. Let's do fancy... Oh, I can't do that. That's technically outside. Well, that's interesting. I guess we'll put a bit of wall just there. A little bit of concrete wall just to fill that out. And that's not so bad. That is all right by my thinking. I think my problem with money at the moment is mostly down to the fact that I am spending a lot of it rather than saving it. But I think my cash flow is... Yeah, we are legitimately making some money, which is nice. So I suppose I just need to be careful with it. And I suppose I probably want to look into expanding my prison a little bit. Because really, that is going to be the best way to make money. Just having a whole bunch of prison cells and all of that stuff. So I think next episode, what we're probably going to want to focus on is getting some automation into the prison so that all the doors can open remotely. I say automation, that is the wrong term to use. I mean remote control doors so that someone in a security room somewhere can open all the doors. I also want to look into planning, potentially, another set of cell blocks, as well as the showers that would go along with that. I basically want to make effectively a unit that I could tile over and over again that would effectively be self-sufficient. Not self-sufficient, but I want to make, say, a series of 20 cells like these. And I'll show you this very quickly before we wrap things up. So I'd make a unit of, say, 20 cells like these. This whole unit here, that whole section would be one part, okay? So think of that isolated. What is that? 31 by 15? Let's make the area. I'll show you. So, for one, let me just... Yeah, that's gone. So we want, for example, a 15 across by 31 space. Okay, so that's going to contain all of our cells. At the top of that, I would want a nice big shower room with, say, some walls in there like that, so we can put showers there as well, and we can do the same just there. So that's going to be the shower room for all of those 20 people, which is a bit much, but it will keep them nice and happy. Okay? So we have that. In fact, we could go on further if we really wanted to. We could divide that a little bit, just like this. So say either side is a shower room, rather than them both being shower rooms. So those are two little smaller shower rooms on either side that will still manage all 20 people. Then they go through this corridor, and up here, we have a canteen. Then up here, a kitchen. So that way, that whole area, as huge as it is completely self-sufficient. And if we looked into dormitories, we could go one further and have more than 20 people in here and have a similar setup. So that basically means that they live in here, they shower here, they eat here, and the food is made here. Then they can come down this way and into a yard. That way, if we were to have this over and over again, we can have one giant yard or several small yards to deal with all these people, then administration at the bottom of those yards, as well as some, you know, if we wanted to leave space between them, for example, we could do, say, a small, well, not necessarily small, say a reasonably sized, what do you call it, common room in between all of them, and then repeat that system. So that, I think, might actually work. It's a bit silly, but I think that could be kind of fun, going for that kind of system, where you have, like, the common room in here. You could have a giant shower in there if you really wanted to. Instead of having this, you could have more cells, but you get the idea. I think I'm making sense. Anyway, folks, I am going to leave it there for today. So thank you kind of for watching. This has been Prison Architect. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked it, dislike it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.